Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for April the 16th, 2022. It is the day before Easter. It is the second day of SAC Anime Spring, which I'll be heading out to shortly. And it's also the last part of our sort of three-part little series here on the Super7 Disney Ultimates figures. Over the last 2 weeks, I looked at Prince John and Pinocchio, both parts of Series 1 of the Super7 Disney Ultimates. And I told you in both those videos I was saving the best for last. And much like those two, I only peeked at it before doing this video. I haven't really looked at it very carefully yet, but I feel confident in telling you this is going to be the best one. Now, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I am a collector of tat, and not a particularly discerning one at that. But I have standards. At the same point, there are certain things you can make that I will buy pretty much without question, like, say, Haunted Mansion stuff. It's kind of a no-brainer. If you make a Haunted Mansion item, I will probably buy it. We have a Haunted Mansion cat dish. I definitely am a sucker for Haunted Mansion stuff. But another thing I'm a sucker for is from a certain classic Disney music-themed film. I've shown things from it before, and you could probably guess, especially if you are aware of the Super 7 series, you can probably guess what it's going to be, and if you couldn't, well, you certainly should be getting a good picture of it now. Yeah, that's right, it is Sorcerer Mickey, or Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, or as they put it on the box, just Disney Fantasia Mickey. Yep, if you make a Mickey from Fantasia item, there's a fairly good chance I will buy it. And now this is a case where, unlike Prince John and Pinocchio, it's not a situation where I don't have figures of it, or indeed things of it. I have, this is just the three things that were nearest to the table that I could grab for this video. I even indeed have a Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey action figure already. However, this is why I bought these figures, is I saw the prototype sculpt for this figure, and that's what got my attention to the Super 7 Disney Ultimate figures to begin with, and if not for this, I probably wouldn't have ordered the other two either. Much like the others, this is for ages 14 and up. It's not a toy, it's an adult collectible. And we're going to open it up now and take a look at it. And, I suppose I could compare it to our Toy Box Mickey there, but that seems really unfair to compare a $45 figure that does not want to come open. Is this side I opened before? With a, $11 figure, which is admittedly discontinued, so probably worth more now. At least it would be if it was in the box. Now, this box has like a little crease in the front. I did pop this out at one point and take a look at the box just real quick, just like the other two. So I don't think there's any damage to the inside box, but then again, I didn't notice before that crease on the Pinocchio box that we found last week. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, so that's what they're calling him for this one. I've seen him referred to just as Sorcerer Mickey as well. It seems like they go back and forth on what he should be called. And again, on the front of the box, it just says Fantasia Mickey. So I mean, even Super 7 is not 100% certain how it should go. Part of the 80 Years of Fantasia collection, I guess. Now they have, no words on the back. The other one said words on the back. He has no, I guess Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey needs no further introduction. But or maybe on the back, probably on the back of the inside box, isn't it? Let's turn it this way and open it like that. Contents: one figure with accessories. And what was I saying? I've lost track what I was saying. Again, though, Super 7. If you want to make some Haunted Mansion Ultimates, I would buy those for pretty much any price. Let's be honest. Yeah, the words are here. Here the words are. Slide the top off and read the words. Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey In the most famous segment of Disney's Fantasia, Mickey Mouse stars as the Sorcerer's Apprentice, dreaming of being a great sorcerer like his mentor, the great and powerful Yen Sid. Mickey's bold ambition mixed with his lack of magical maturity and rookie laxness managed to get him in a torrent of trouble. It doesn't hurt also that the Dvorak's Sorcerer's Apprentice is a fantastic piece of music. I once had planned out, like, they could do a Sorcerer's Apprentice ride, like a Splash Mountain kind of a thing, where you floated around in a big cauldron. That would be just an awesome ride, and, like, kind of sync it up to Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think it'd be a good ride. And maybe less controversial than, say, Splash Mountain ended up being in the light of day years later. But let's, lovely picture of Mickey in the back here, but let's flip it around and get our first look at the front. Now, at first glance, he does appear to be smaller, kind of like Pinocchio, but we have a lot more stuff in here than we have with Pinocchio. Certainly, at least on the level of Prince John. And we even have another version of our little broom friend. Now, obviously, it's very different proportions. I mean, of course, Toy Box is meant to look an awful lot like the old Disney Infinity figures from the Disney Infinity game, which I think also Sorcerer Mickey may have been the first Disney Infinity figure I bought too, like before I had even bought the game. I bought some of the figures just because I like the sculpts of the figures. So I guess at this point, we should finish off the series by cutting open the box and seeing what exactly do you get with a Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. With Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, you get a lot of hands. I think one of my complaints last week about Pinocchio was you only had like one extra set of hands. Here you have 4 extra sets of hands. Now it makes sense because, of course, in Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mickey does a lot of different hand gestures as he's kind of conducting the brooms. So it makes sense to have the hands in all these different poses. And of course, these ones would probably be for holding the axe. Yeah, lots of hands. I feel already like this is kind of a better value than Pinocchio was. You get the spell book. Now, I'm a little disappointed in this, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I kind of thought it was going to be a stand. I thought there would be a little peg on it somewhere so that Mickey could stand on it and ride it around like in the cartoon. But nope, no place for him to latch on, which I am admittedly a little disappointed about, but it's still nice. That's fairly basic. I mean, nicely done. We do have a little paint bleed, I think, on here, on like actually kind of the worst we've seen so far on the series. But I mean, to be fair, I guess you could have it up like this and have him behind him, but I feel like most people are going to have it like that anyways, so you're not going to see that. But that is compared to how wonderful the paint has been on all the rest of these Super 7 figures, that's a little both surprising and disappointing to see that we just kind of just fell to shambles making the book. We have an axe, because from the famous scene part of it, where Mickey chops up the brooms to try to stop them and just makes things exponentially worse. And I don't really see anything to complain about the paint on this. I mean, suppose if I wanted to nitpick, that area should probably be the same gray as the axe head, not the brown of the handle. But I feel that that's not nearly as objectionable as that paint bleed on the book. Otherwise, I mean, it's a fairly basic item. There's not a whole lot of detail on here, but it's nicely done, and I feel it is pretty screen accurate. You have a pair of spare heads. Unlike our little Toy Box figure there, the hat does not come off this. Also, unlike the Prince John, although we will see if maybe the main head it comes off of. But we have just kind of dopey, smiley Mickey, and we have angry Mickey, which is kind of cool because you don't get a lot of figures of angry Mickey, and he does look pretty cross there. That is axe wielding Mickey. I was saying wax wielding, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense now, would it? That is undoubtedly axe wielding Mickey's head, and I am here for it. I mean, maybe overall a simpler job than, say, Prince John, but still very nicely done. There's something about the finish on the face, almost like there's like almost a layered feel to it to me that I really like. It really gives like a sense of almost depth. More so on this face than this one. More so on the angry face. But I really like the faces on this. This one does look especially dopey though, I think. Just kind of not there, which, to be fair, does fit Mickey for the Sorcerer's Apprentice bit. He was a little bit of a dope. But I really like the angry Mickey face. Just something about that face I really, really do like. We have an animated broom. Now, certainly more nicely made than our toy box version. It's got its own arms. It's clearly from later on in the piece compared to that one. And I'm a little disappointed in that it's not at all posable. Where Sirius had that posable head, which really impressed me. I kind of thought maybe the hands would turn here, but those are just the joins where they're joined to the arms. They don't move. But what they do have is buckets of water. So any disappointment I feel in them not being articulated is made up for by the fact he comes with buckets of water, and there actually is like the water in them, and it's even like kind of textured, like, you know, it's kind of ripply. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but it's got like a ripple effect on it, which looks really, really nice. Nice sculpt. I'm not seeing any paint bleed. Looks very screen accurate to me. I'm loving it. But of course, it wouldn't be Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey without the mouse himself, Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. And again, I think I still like the angry face the best, but the face is nicely done. Much like the other two, he has actual cloth clothing. Well, I don't think it's maybe as nicely done as Prince John's robe. It certainly, I think, is more integral to the figure than Pinocchio's vest is. I think it adds more to it. I think Pinocchio's vest, if that had been plastic, you wouldn't have thought anything wrong with it. On a shelf, it doesn't stand out as being fabric in the same way that Prince John's robe does. But I feel like this does, because it's kind of a nice, shiny fabric. I mean, the fabric may look maybe a little cheap, but it's still nicely obvious that it's fabric. The hat does not come off. You cannot take off the Sorcerer's hat. But I mean, the face is nice. It's got a good open mouth, which is really actually well sculpted. I don't know if the camera can pick that up well, but it's actually really deeply sculpted. It looks like the tongue is sculpted a little out from the rest of the mouth as well, which is really nice attention to detail. Got a posable tail like Prince John had. We have, I feel, not the best articulation necessarily here, but better than Pinocchio. And the robe does hide the admittedly kind of awkward looking knee joints. Those are a little weird, but I think, can we twist those better? I feel like we should be able to twist those into a better, more natural position, because like his knee goes sideways here. But that is, yeah, here we go, we can. Just need to twist the foot. And there we go, now we have a knee that goes the right direction, or at least closer to the right direction. There we go. But now does it stand up? That's the question. Was it that way because that's how it stood up better? Or, no, it stands up fine. We have a fist. We have just kind of happy waving Mickey. I do think there's a fairly good chance that I'm going to go with with the angry head and the axe, though. I don't know, maybe stand him on the book. Does he stand well on the book? He does stand well on the book. And of course, another nice thing I like about this one over, say, the Pinocchio is that there aren't, the smallest bits are the hands, and they're going to be physically attached to the mouse when in use and in the box when not in use. So I don't have that fear of losing them like I did, say, Jiminy Cricket or Cleo or Figaro, but especially Jiminy Cricket. I feel like, everything is larger. I feel like, you get a lot more for your money. He didn't cost any more than Pinocchio did. But I feel like you get a lot more stuff. Just like with Prince John, there's a lot more going on here. Pinocchio it was a great idea, and the figure does look nice. But I mean, there's just, I think, more of a sense of value here. Not only is it just a better character, admittedly one that there are plenty of other items for, but I mean, this is probably the last Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey Mouse figure I will ever need to buy. I have trouble imagining them releasing one that is so markedly better that I feel like I need to buy it again. That said, I do also have like multiple Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey pops, so I'm not going to rule it out. But I do feel like, I mean, I don't need another one. I feel like this is probably... I have trouble envisioning a better one that isn't like a $300 Hot Toys or something. It's very nice to have the actual tie on the robe, which I'm not going to try to undo, so we're not going to take his robe off. But can we get a look at his arms? Does the robe go up enough? Nah, it's a little hard to pull the robe up past the elbows. It doesn't like have the hair detail like Prince John had on the elbows, but flexibility-wise, I feel like we are a little limited, a little like Pinocchio. I don't think and again, because it's such a small figure, that's probably part of why. But we do have a lot of rotation. The hands have a good range to them. They can be turned. The whole arm can be turned. You can have him, look like he has a broken arm if you want to, but, don't actually break it. But yeah, I mean, it's not... I'm trying to wonder if I can make his hands go together in the front to do a double grip on that axe. And I might, because it feels like we have a pivot point up here, halfway through the upper arm, right above the elbow. And then the whole upper arm itself also pivots. So, I mean, I think we do have a better range of motion than Pinocchio here. But still not as good as Prince John. But I'm absolutely in love with this figure. I mean, I said it was going to be the best one, and I do not feel I've made a liar of myself. Now, the other series, I haven't ordered any of the other Fantasia figures, which have been the alligator and the hippo. I mean, they're both nice looking, but they're not this. And I don't think I will order them. I mean, part of me wants to be a completionist, but I really want to just order the rest of that new series, like the Big Bad Wolf and the Queen at least. And I don't think I'm going to go back and order the Fantasia from Series 2, because I would have to order the one... If I'm going to order the one in Series 3, I have to order the one in Series 2, because they go together. It's the hippo and the gator. They go together. But maybe in Series 4 we'll see maybe Chernabog. I would absolutely buy a Chernabog. That's another one of my weaknesses. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I really am genuinely happy with this. I mean, some minor disappointments that, things aren't what I necessarily would want them to 100% be, but that's my own fault for expecting things that were never advertised, not the fault of Super 7 for not fulfilling my every wish and dream. But I do like this. I'm definitely going to put him on the shelf, probably on the book, probably with Angry Face and the axe. Although Dopey Mickey Face is kind of cool. But overall, it's a great sculpt. The paint is good on, I think, all the Mickey heads, on the hands. The only place where we have a real paint issue here is the back side of the book. And again, who's going to see it? But yep, I love it. I'm glad I got it. No regrets. Looking forward to the Series 2 figures I ordered coming out supposedly in August, I think now. But, things are getting delayed all the time. I just got an email from Amazon saying that my Star Wars Day George Lucas Stormtrooper has been delayed to August. So, just in time for, I guess, maybe next Star Wars Day. Not this coming one. But yep, love it. I'm just going to keep repeating myself, so I might as well wrap this up. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video, which tomorrow's video, if you are watching these in order, tomorrow's Easter. So tomorrow we're going to have ourselves a big old basket of blind boxes. It's going to be a long one, going to be at least an hour long. So if you like blind boxes, we're going to have some Treasure X, we're going to have some Disney stuff in there. If you like watching people waste money on blind boxes and not have to waste it yourself, come on back and watch tomorrow's video for that. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video, or at least the next one you watch.